Hey everybody, welcome or welcome back. Who else is really excited not to be looking at greens besides me? So I'm super excited. Um, I'm gonna do both yellows in the same video, the standards and the funds, just because I don't have that many. And also just as a heads up, I only have two what I would consider standard yellows. And so there's not really a winner among them. So just so you already know, I know I said I'm trying not to do ties, but this one's going to be a tie because I also want to see how they mix together on this page. So that being said, let's take a moment to laugh that one of my L's is upside down because, yep, that's cool. Anyway, all right, let me get zoomed in and we'll get started. Okay, this is what I would consider to be my only true yellow ink, and that is Dominant Industries Citrus Yellow. Yeah, it's a yellowy orange. I've heard that, I think it's Ferris Wheel Press maybe, had made a color called Buttered Popcorn that was everybody's favorite. But I missed that train, so this is my yellow. It is legible if you write with it, but it is also really bright, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I would use a more broad nib for this for sure. And then this one here, this Colorverse, it's either Dan Hwang or Dan Hwang. I'm terrible at these, but this one is an interesting one for me because I originally got it as a sample when I was looking for yellow inks, and it was way too late for me. And so I never went and purchased the bottle. And then several months went by and I was really missing this color because I wanted to use it in certain things. Not necessarily writing. I think it's still probably too light for writing unless using a very broad, juicy nib or a music or Zoom, something like that. But it was so unique that I just decided to pull the trigger. So I think it goes without saying that I will be getting rid of neither of these as part of the Great Purge of 2025. Let's take a look at this guy. You see how pale that is? So pale, so faint. But if you goop it on the page, you get really pretty shading and outlines and stuff. So yeah, it is a super light one. Oops, I just took the nib off of my nib holder when I was trying to dry it off. But I don't know. It's just something about it is just so delicate and pretty to me. I probably wouldn't recommend it to everybody, but it's also really good, what I'd call like artistic color. So like using in those Dominant Industry ink archival books, the coloring books would be nice. So just a quick close-up. This is the Dominant Industry Citrus Yellow. It is a standard, so you don't have much going on. And then this is that other one from Colorverse. You can see it is incredibly pale, but you're starting to see a little bit right here. You get this kind of pinkish red shade in the outline. That's really cool. It kind of reminds me of the way that the Sorrows of Werther, when you write with it, that one is also really light, but because it shades the way it does, it kind of makes it much more legible. So, although the Sorrows of Werther is way brighter, way darker than this. So I'm going to go ahead and come like zoom out a little bit further and then mess with this page and try to get them to blend together. You see this line? You can really see it now. That red that's showing up. So cool. It's so unique. It's not an everyday ink, that's for sure, but it's definitely different. Let me put, I think I'm going to do this in 2 stages this time. And I'm going to be brave, and I'm going to leave the caps off these inks. And we're all going to hope for the best. So let's see what happens. All right, this citrus yellow. Let's make the kitty cat face. Oops, I need the, that's going to. Sorry about your whiskers there. They didn't want to happen. All right, and then we'll make the other face. I'm gonna try to get them to blend together better. So pale and pretty. If yellow could blush, this is the color I imagine it would look like. Okay, let's see. How should we do this? Let's use the dabbler and see how quickly I can get some of this ink down. Looking at this page, this has dried quicker than this one, so I'm going to start with the light color and work my way up and then try to get it to merge together. Hopefully that'll work. This will also be kind of interesting to see how much red gets in that outline of where it's really put together. Put together? What am I saying? Do you ever just catch yourself saying stuff to fill like the dead air, and then you're like, you look back and you're going, what was I doing? I don't even know. Yeah, okay. I've really enjoyed this ink series, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little burnt out on it. And looking forward to doing some other stuff. Ooh, okay, I did it. I finally did. Oh, I need to not dip that. Well, it's got the other ink on it. Let's go put a little bit more down where it blends in. Ooh, that's gonna look neat. Wow, that's so bright. Do you see how it's got these red outlines? Oh, so darn cool. All right, and let's do a tie down here. So far so good and not knocking these open bottles over, although I do have a cat sitting at the top of my desk staring at me, so I'm getting a little anxious that she's interested in what I'm doing and about to interrupt. Oop, I put too much there. It blend together. All right, this is kind of funny. It looks like it's wearing earrings the way it pooled there. Let's let this dry and we'll come back and we'll take a look at it, and then we'll get going on the fun yellows. Okay, I don't think you guys would believe me if I told you how long this has taken to dry and the fact that it's still not completely dry. Like, for perspective, I was able to cut all of this PET tape and put it in a sticker release book while I was waiting for that to dry. All of this, all of these pages, right? Like, that is a lot of time and it's still not dry. So I don't know what to do about that. But anyway, let's take a quick close up. All right, so here is the citrus yellow, the smaller swatch. And then here is that Colorverse color. And then here's what it looks like together. Here's where it's not dry. Also, I noticed, and I think it's just because I laid the ink on so thick, but there's actually an orange sheen happening. I've never seen that in the writing with this, so I really think it's just because it's really, really laid down on the page. And then here's where you can see that really cool red outline stuff happening. So this definitely needs a blotter page, and I'm just gonna see if that helps or does anything. Well, it transferred a little bit, but we'll just very carefully flip this page and go into the fun yellows. Okay. Oh man, I just realized how much cat fur is on my shirt. Like, I just picked up one of my cats and was loving on her. I guess you can tell the warmer weather's coming because they're shedding like crazy. So, okay, well, whatever, tangent. Here I got the L's correctly oriented, so good job me. Let's zoom in and get started. I think maybe just a little bit out. Just a little bit. There we go. All right. All right. This Hastings Cave one is super cool. It has, you're going to die. It has so much shimmer in it. I mean, look at, so much shimmer. And then once it gets all stirred up, it looks so pretty just swirling around in the bottle. Let me just try to shake it a little bit off camera. Can you see that? It's like what I would imagine liquid gold to look like. It's so pretty. All right, let's put this down on the page. I have a feeling this is going to be a really difficult one because October Leaves is also incredibly pretty. If you haven't guessed, the yellow fun ones are actually just variations of gold. So this has a lot of shimmer in it. Let me close up this bottle and I'll raise it up real quick so you can start to see the shimmer happening. It's so pretty. So much shimmer. All right, and then this is October Leaves. I feel like this is one of those inks that got really popular and it was really hard to find for a while. I could be mistaken, but it is a yellow with a pinkish orange shimmer. I say yellow, it's actually a gold, but it's pretty unique. You can tell I haven't used it in a while. It's really sticking to the bottom. I should have done like I did with the other ones where I pre-shook inks. Oh my gosh, now I gotta get really violent with it. Ugh. Nope, it's still a little stuck. But that's okay, the majority of it is floating around. You see it? Probably looks just like bubbles right now, but hopefully you can see that swirling in there. All right. So it has a lighter base than the Hastings Cave. And of course, a little bit dry, but you can see that red shimmer happening. So I'm gonna let this one dry just a little bit while I go ahead and put down a Star Spattered Hill. And that way I can make a better decision between these two. This one, I think I've said it before on the channel, but this is like my favorite gold ever. It is just so pretty, so incredibly pretty. I've inked it up several times already, and it's currently in this Koiko. Oh, yep. It's a Wearingeul. Got to fight with the lid. There we go. And look how pretty. It's kind of mesmerizing, honestly. And this is a deeper, richer gold yellow. With red, orange shimmer to it. Okay. I think I'm gonna go and finish the rest of this page and give all these time to dry so I can really look at them. And then we'll come back. All right, so Diamine's Fortune's Gold. This is one of their ink vent calendar ones, probably from the year before last. I wasn't really into fountain pens and stuff at that time, so I only picked up the end of it. I don't know if you can see this in here, but it's got that same kind of color shifting shimmer that Colorverse's Brain has. The olive, it's got like a blue green sort of thing happening. Okay. It's got slightly more, I'd say green cast to it, honestly, out of them, like mustardy sort of green. And then here is the, oof, that is so close up because of the thing. This is the huge box. It's Color Traveler. I really like Color Traveler inks. I don't have that many. There is one that I would basically fight to get, honestly, and it's called Fireworks. But I can't find it anywhere. It's so frustrating, but it's so pretty. This is a cool bottle. And this has got that same shimmery green yellow thing going on. Do I put these two against each other? Alrighty. Oh, it's just so cool. You can see that green happening right there. So it's kind of in a way they have the same sort of undertone, but this one shows more green than that one does. If you guys want to hear me muddle through it, I call this one Sanuki Udondashi Gold, but I don't know if that's right. Okay, let's give the bottom ones a little bit to dry, a little bit of time to dry, and then I'll come back. Actually, let me pick between these two really quickly. So, from Hastings Cave and October Leaves, I feel like October Leaves is really pretty, but it's borderline too light for me to write with. I do like that it's got a red shimmer to it, though. But for the sake of this, let's pick the Hastings Cave. Or, sorry, caves, right? It's plural, right? Yeah, Hastings Caves. Sorry, we're just shaking it up again. I know so many people like this October Leaves, though. It is really pretty. There's not much room to write there. I feel like this is going to be a divisive decision because so many people do like October leaves, but that's okay. Just my opinion, just my views. All right, now let's give those guys a little bit of time to dry, and then we'll be back to pick the winners of these two brackets and then the winner of the fun yellow. Okay, these look dry enough. Let's do a close-up look. So this is Van Dieman's Hastings Cave with that silver shimmer. This is Dominant Industry October Leaves with that pink, orange, reddish shimmer. And then of those two, I picked the Hastings Caves just because it's a little bit more legible in everyday writing. And then we have the Spattered Hill by Wearingeul coming through. And then we have Diamine's Fortune's Gold and the Color Traveler Sanuki Udondashi, which is what I'm calling it. Anyway, gold. You can see that really pretty shimmer. Okay, so what am I going to do? To me, this one is a non-starter. Like it's the Spattered Hill because that is just incredibly pretty. I almost wish I would have put it with the oranges instead of the yellows, but I still think it matches. So let's put that one here. I just realized I forgot to write it, but that's okay. I'll do that in just a second. Okay, that is Wearingeul. I think I like this ink so much, I might buy a second bottle just to make sure that I have it. Let me zoom you guys in just a smidge so you can see this a little bit better. Okay. And then between these two, it may be a little bit controversial of a decision, but I'm going to go with this Color Traveler. It is just so pretty to me, and it has more depth of the shimmer than the Fortune's Gold has. Fortune's Gold just kind of has like a light gold shimmer, but with this green, it's really pretty. Oops, let's close that one up. Put it back next to its jumbo box. Where did I put my pen? Over here. Okay. And between these two, I think you guys have probably already guessed who I'm going to say, but it's going to be a Spattered Hill. This is incredibly pretty though, but it's not the winner to me. And then as far as getting rid of for sale, I think I'm going to let Diamine's Fortune's Gold go. I think that is a good one to sell for me. Yep, okay. This is the winner. So let me, oh, there it is. Let me zoom you out. This will be one of those skinny ones. The cat on this one is probably going to look so cool. I'm going to try to put down less ink so that I'm not stuck here for 2 hours waiting for this thing to dry, but we'll see how that goes. Just kind of want to move those all around a little bit. Ooh, that was a thick whisker. This needs to be more of a point. What is this happening? Okay. So let's clean that off. Let's get the dabbler. I'm going to make this thinner this time. I'm going to try to smooth out some of those heavy spots. I just realized that it may be distracting the sound of my shirt on the edge of my desk because I have the front of my shirt has a graphic on it, and I just realized that every time I lean against the desk, it's making noises. So if it is, I'm sorry. Next video, I will wear another plain shirt. All right, and then we just write it. Gosh, that's so pretty. Also, the way I did this, it almost makes it look like you could cut it out like a bookmark. But of course you get shimmer all over your book, so maybe not. Maybe you'd have to laminate it first. All right, so this one's pretty cool. I don't think we really need to wait for this one to dry to take a look. It's drying enough that we can just do a quick once over. Sorry, I'm just putting the things back in the boxes. Let's do a close-up. And I really don't think we need to wait on this one to dry, because we already see how it's going to look over here when it pulls up. It's got like a faint red sheen. Bronze? Pink? I don't know. Hard to say. All right. So there's the kitty cat. And then there's a slow roll of the crazy swirlies. And then you can see it. Oh, that is so blurry. I am so sorry. And you can see it in the writing. It shows up really well in writing. Okay, awesome. So that was the Fun Yellows, aka the Golds. And I will see you guys for the next one, which I think is going to be browns. And it's going to be one of those videos where I have to figure out a way to shorten it, because I did not realize I had so many browns. But anyway, if you liked this video, please thumbs up. And if you really like this video, please subscribe. Thank you.